ready to go to sleep. Already, first round. Already. Every time, this what he doing. Every time. And they ain't got my baby on TV. He ain't televised. Yes! Every time. Every time. Every time. Like, we not playing. This is what we do. Boy, go home. It's time to go to bed. Just don't even...
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I'm putting in that overtime. I really should be asleep, but when you want to be great, you just you go the extra mile for yourself and for the people that watch the channel. This is really for you guys. These videos are for you guys because you know, I really feel like I do have the best subscribers in the sport of boxing, you know, so thank you guys for making this channel what it is. But I wanted to talk about a fighter that I'm just like, man, I don't have enough good things to say about this guy. Now, look, I've never met him before. I've never spoken to him. None of that. Like, I don't know him. Like, I legit don't know him in real life. So what I'm about to say is just my unbiased, genuine feelings about this particular fighter. Now, there's a fighter from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, from the fighting city of Philadelphia named Atif Olberton. If you guys don't know who that is, please familiarize yourself with that name, because Atif Olberton is going places, and he's going places fast. I'm gonna come on and say it like this: if you guys don't take nothing else from this video, when you talk about Atif Olberton, you're talking about the next light heavyweight champion of the world. Because that's how good I think this guy is. I really do think the world of Atif Olberton. Now, who is Atif Olberton? You guys may say, who is this guy that BT's talking about that he's speaking so highly of? Now, as it stands right now, at the time of me shooting this video, Atif Olberton is very early into his professional career. He's 5-0 with 5 knockouts, but that really doesn't tell the whole story of who he is. You know, Olberton was a guy that you know, was a high-level amateur. I believe he was an Olympic alternate. He decided not to wait for the Olympics, so he just decided to turn pro when the COVID hit. And he's been fast-tracked. But just going through his amateur record, from what I can see, you know, he's beaten a couple names that I'm familiar with here on True School Sports. You know, he fought Julian March, who is a friend of the channel. You know, he beat Julian March twice, I believe. And Julian's a good fighter. Julian didn't turn pro, but Julian could have really been something. He was a Florida Golden Gloves champion, a good guy at the amateur level. He beat Khalil Cole, a guy that went on to do some things for himself at the national level. Cole signed a Matchroom. You know, he beat him on points. The only guys that Atif really lost to is Raheem Gonzalez, who is still an amateur. Who's like, I like Raheem. Raheem's a hell of a fighter, but Raheem is still an amateur, and I don't think he'll turn pro until like his late 20s. So, you know, he fought at a great level in the amateur ranks, and you know, there's just so many things I like about Atif. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. Look, to me, this guy, you know, people talk about all the prospects on PBC like Vito Milnecki and Joey Spencer and who else is there? Who else am I missing? Anybody else you want to name? You hear all these prospects on PBC that they want to hype up, but to me, this guy is the best prospect that PBC has, and he doesn't even get mentioned at all, and it's ridiculous because I just saw Atif Olberton fight for the first time in person on January 1st. He fought in my hometown here in South Florida at Hollywood, Florida, at the Hard Rock. You know, shout out to the Hard Rock. He fought a guy who was 26-5 in his 5th pro fight, and you don't really see things like that. A guy who is in his 5th pro fight fighting another guy with 31 fights, and then the guy with 5 fights is stopping the guy with 31 fights in 2 rounds. You know, you got to give Atif credit for that, for what he's doing. So that was a great win. If you look at the progression of his career, he fought 1 4-rounder for his pro debut. Then he fought a 6-rounder in his second fight. Then he fought an 8-rounder. So he's being moved quickly. And, you know, I just think that he brings a lot to the table, you know, being 6'3", being a big, tall southpaw with speed, with power, with the ability and the comfortable and the calmness to find the inside. You know, with guys with his frame, you don't normally see being that comfortable fighting on the inside, but he loves doing that. You know, one of his strengths is punching you to the body, punching you to the ribs, punching you to the liver. I mean, Atif Olberton doesn't just beat you up, doesn't just knock you out, he doesn't just box you, but he gives you a systematic beatdown. And there's just so much to love about the guy. You know, Atif Olberton has this supreme confidence that he has in just his regular everyday life. You know, if you go and watch his interviews, and I've been watching a lot of them. I've been watching a lot of the Atif Olberton interviews on YSM Sports Media. Big shout out to my guy, Jamil Parker, who I think is doing award-winning type of work on YSM Sports Media, giving people a great idea as to what's going on in the Philadelphia boxing scene. Go check him out if you haven't already. But he interviews Olberton all the time. And you see that he's very serious about his fashion. He has a very easygoing approach to life. He doesn't let things get to him. He explores life with an open mind, but with the drive and ambition to be his best self. And just with his approach, just with the confidence that he has in his life, just with the frame he has, the tools he has, the amateur experience he has, the power he has, the meanness he fights with, you guys may say it's premature, but I'm going to tell you like this. It's not too many fighters. It's not really... I watch a lot of boxing. I watch a lot of prospects locally, here in South Florida, all around America and England and Russia, all around the sport of boxing. I watch all kinds of prospects. And I'm going to tell you this. The feeling that I get for this guy, Atif Olberton, it's a feeling that I really had for prospects. Like, I'm talking about, like, I don't really feel like... I have... It's been a few fighters since, like, Josh Taylor, when I saw him as a prospect, that I felt this confident about. I really think that this guy will be the next light heavyweight champion of the world. You know, he's already having a hard time getting fights, and apparently he's having a hard time even getting sparring in Philadelphia, which is crazy because Philadelphia is such a fighting city, but he is. And it's for good reason because of the level he operates at. Atif Olberton, the only way I think he will not be a world champion is if he beats himself. That's it. If he lets life, circumstances, like what happens to a lot of these fighters let women distract them. Sometimes for fighters it's the streets, maybe it's drugs. As long as nothing outside of boxing distracts him and he stays focused to the task at hand, you know, and he continues with that same approach to be his best self, to continue to be the best Atif Olberton possible, and continue to be, you know, to strive for becoming the greatest fighter that ever lived. Because that's what he's saying. He's saying that he wants to be the greatest fighter to ever walk the universe. And if he keeps that same attitude, if he keeps learning and perfecting his craft, I just don't see any way this guy is not a world champion in 4 to 5 years' time. I mean, this is a guy, maybe even shorter, maybe 3 to 5 years' time. This is a guy who's a southpaw. He's got punch power in both hands. He's got speed, defense, footwork. He's got a certain level of meanness and spitefulness to him that I think it takes to be not just a world champion, but a dominant world champion. There's a lot to love, and, you know, forget about Vito Mvelnaki, forget about Jesus Ramos, forget about any other prospect you want to name in the PBC stable, forget about Frank Martin, forget about Raya Valenzuela, forget about all of them guys. When we talk about the best prospect that Al Haymon has, it ain't any of them guys. It's this man right here, Atif Olberton from Philadelphia, the next light heavyweight champion of the world. So get to know that name because he's coming. So yeah, that's my little video on him. I'm going to be covering his career more because I do like him as a fighter a lot. And yeah, you guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, you know, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.